Today, the world's major economic systems fall into two broad categories: free market or capitalism, and planned economies, which include communism and socialism. However, in reality, many countries use a mixed market system that incorporate elements from more than one economic system. The main elements or institutional characteristics of an economic system are as follows: households, government, business firms, labor organizations, non-governmental organizations, markets, incentives, legal structure, values, traditions, and culture.
Government plan must address community needs.
The new government plan must address community needs. Agreed, but funding is key.
And local input is essential.
The new government plan must address community needs. Agreed, but funding is key.
And local input is essential.
Institutions of an economic system operate according to the rules and regulations made by men. As these institutions consist of men, they are alive and active. These economic institutions are also called institutional characteristics. Various forms of institutional patterns can be seen in an economy depending upon social, cultural, and ancient patterns prevailing at each country.
Look, these prices are great for our budget.
Hi, I'd like to make a deposit.
Dinner will be ready soon.
The most important institutional characteristic of an economic system is the household. Households perform some important duties within an economic system. These duties are also considered as the economic decisions of households. First one, making decisions related to the supply of factors such as labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurship. Second one, making decisions related to the purchase of goods and services. Third one, making decisions related to how much is consumed and how much is saved.
Your refund looks correct. This aid will help many families.
It is a pleasure working with your nation.
Government. Each country has a form of government, and these governments have significant authority. The duties of a government are as follows. First one, protection of economic and personal rights. Second one, regulation of industries and businesses. Third one, provision of goods and services. Next one, redistribution of income and making of rules, regulation, and constitutions.
These documents detail our investments in sustainable practices and local job creation.
We prioritize fair wages and eco-friendly production methods.
Duties of business firms are as follows. Purchase of factors of production from households, deciding what to produce, in what quantity, how to produce, and whom to produce. Production of goods and services, selling of goods and services at a reasonable price.
Brothers, we march now for our rights. Yes, fair wages now. End
Brothers, we march now for our rights. Yes, fair wages now. End exploitation.
Yes, fair wages
Brothers, we march now for our rights. Yes, fair wages now, end exploitation.
Primary purpose of non-government organization. Their main goal is to protect and advance workers' interest, particularly regarding wages, working conditions, benefits, and job security. Activities of the labor organization. Collective organization. They are voluntary associations of workers who join together, typically from the same industry, occupation, or workplace, to act collectively rather than individually. Collective bargaining, this is their central function, negotiating with employers on behalf of members to establish terms of employment through collective agreements or contracts. Legal recognition. In most countries, unions have legal status and certain rights under labor law. Through the extent of these rights varies significantly by jurisdiction. Funding through membership. Unions are funded by member dues, which provide the resources for organizing, bargaining, legal support, and other activities. Representation and advocacy. Beyond workplace issues, unions often advocate for broader labor policies, represent members in grievance procedures, and may provide legal assistance or other services. Non-governmental organizations engage in a wide range of activities depending on their mission and focus area. Advocacy and awareness. They campaign for policy changes and raise public awareness about social issues. Service delivery. Many NGOs provide direct services that government may not adequately offer. Running schools, health clinics, food banks, shelters, or community centers, especially in underserved areas. A wide range of activities depending on their mission and focus area. Development programs. They implement projects aimed at poverty reduction, economic development, and infrastructure improvement. Humanitarian relief. During emergencies like natural disasters, conflicts, or refugee crises, NGOs provide immediate assistance, including flood, shelter, medical care, and protection services. Research and monitoring, education and training, legal assistance, environmental conservation, community organizing, and fundraising and resource mobilization. Types of market structures: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, duopoly, and monopoly. Any economic system needs incentives that encourage production of needed goods and services, allocate resources efficiently, motivate innovation and improvement, distribute outputs in a sustainable way, align individual behavior with system survival. Legal framework. Every country has their own legal structure within the economic system, policies, labor laws, regulatory frameworks, tax codes, property rights protections, contract enforcement mechanisms, and institutional arrangements that collectively shape how economic activity is organized, governed, and conducted within its borders. Countries develop distinct legal economic structures based on their historical development, political systems, cultural values, and economic philosophies. A country legal framework for economic reflects choices about the balance between market freedom and state intervention, individual rights versus collective welfare, and how to distribute economic power and opportunity. Values, cultures, and traditions shape the country's business and economic activities by influencing work ethics, consumption patterns, entrepreneurial behavior, organizational structures, decision-making processes, and the very definition of economic success, creating distinctive business ecosystems that reflect the deeper identity and worldview of each society.